Okay guys, let's take a look at a made in Germany watch. It's always a good time to check out a made in Germany watch. I'll tell you why. They build some of the best watches, period. The best value too, because their pricing is really good. So this is the Tourby Lawless Diver 40 Blue. So it's a 40 millimeter case. Let's just get right into it because there's going to be quite a bit to talk about. And I want to try to keep this video a little bit shorter. I've been getting in the habit of making videos like 10 minutes long. I need to try to do some 5-6 minute videos. So the case on this is 40 mil, 47. I mean, at the very extreme, like 47 and a half. They on their website it says 47.1. So it's just over 47. It's pretty clean 47. I just kind of pushed the limits there. Drilled lugs on the side there, brushed, polished relief. We'll do some close-ups of the finishing. It is spectacular and mostly brushed, just with a little pop of polish there to kind of spice things up a bit. 12 millimeter thick, and that goes from the bottom to the top of the. It's a slightly domed sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside, which is going to help you see that really brilliant blue dial. And 20 millimeter lug width, bracelet tapers down to 18. These bracelets are awesome. They're all individual pieces, so it does that whole like fold up on itself thing. And then it has nice screw links, and the clasp is all milled and labeled. Double pusher, very easy to operate. A little bit on the thicker side, and that's just because it has that quick adjust, the kind of the old school micro brand style quick adjust clasp where you just slide those forward and then you can do that and then you can slide it back in. 3 micro adjust additionally on top of that. So you're going to be able to get a pretty good fitting on this. I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. Here's a look at the case back. Has like some sort of warrior there with a trident. I'm sure that's, if anybody knows what the heck that says, oh, Neptune guy, horse thing. I don't know how to read all that. Very cool looking case back though. Solid end links, and they're female, so that first one's going to articulate and lay flat on the case back. Again, 40 millimeter with that setup, it's going to be super comfortable even on the smaller wristed for sure. They also have a 42 mil, and I'm curious to see that. So I'm going to reach out to them. Hopefully they'll send me a 42. I like the divers. I know you guys like the divers. This brand makes a bunch of like Pilot and a ton of other watches, but I want to see more of these Lawless divers. So hopefully they'll be responsive to me reaching out to them. Screw down crown, screw down case back, 200 meter water resist, that's plenty. 120 click bezel, and if we zoom in, you're going to see it has the little screws holding the bezel on instead of it being snapped on. You'll see like Breitling does it that way, Zinn does it that way, so I don't know if it's a German thing or what, but there's some other manufacturers that do that. And the bezel insert is also sapphire, so it's going to be loomed underneath. But the way they did their color underneath there, it's almost like the way a really nice aluminum bezel insert works, but you have the protection of the sapphire, so it's going to be super scratch resistant. 120 click, very smooth, clean operation, and you can hear it. Even if, I've said this before, like whether you spin the bezel slow or fast on this one, it has a nice sound and a nice feel. And there's a little bit of play in it, not much. So, but let's take a look at that dial. So the other thing they'll mention on their website is they use a dial from one of the best dial manufacturers in Germany. And you can tell. I mean, clean, crisp, white applied indices, and then a really nice clean white handset. It's going to make this thing super legible. You have the date cut out at 6 o'clock with the black date wheel, white printing, so it kind of matches pretty good. And then you have the Lawless diver at the bottom there, 656 feet or 200 meter, and then their nice Tourby logo up top with their name, and then they also have the logo signed crown. So if we take a look at the finishing on this, look how deep that brushing is. It is such a good job with the brushing, and then that little bit of pop of polish along the case edge there. Nice fitting bracelet to case. This is Homer's watch. He sent it over, so there might be some scratches here and there because he actually did wear it. He wears his watches. And you can see he changed out the strap. There's a little bit of digging on the back there for the spring bars. Not a big deal. Just a well done watch. It's going to be BGW9 lume. You can kind of tell not always, but you can kind of tell just how stark white the printing is on the indices and the hands. That's going to typically lend itself to actually being BGW9, which is going to glow blue, which is appropriate because the whole thing is blue. So I think it works really good. Movement. It's using the automatic ETA 2824, but at the top grade. So I don't know if they do further regulation, but usually when you order an ETA 2824 from the manufacturing side of things, it's already going to have some regulation done from ETA, and then they get it, and then they'll put it in the watch. And they're claiming, again, on their website that after the movement is cased, they verify that it runs cased and ready to go, -1 to +6 seconds. So it's not COSC, it's not like official or anything like that. That's just something they do. So that's really cool. I threw it on the time grapher. It's running a little out of spec. I'm running at about +8 dial up with a full wind, but healthy movement, I would not be mad about that at all. You could get it bumped down a little bit, but depending on what position you put it in, it's probably going to be within spec overall. Let's pop this guy on wrist so you can see what it looks like on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Totally wearable, guys. I can wear the 40, no problem. I just want to see the 42. This blue is amazing. I kind of want to see the 42 with the black with a gilt handset, though. So I'm interested in seeing that. And just for kicks, let's put it next to the Submariner because they're kind of about the same size. If anything, the Lawless is going to wear a little bit smaller. Well, it is smaller. It's a 40 versus a 41, and the lug-to-lug is shorter. So it's definitely going to work on some smaller wrists. So easily 6.5 inch wrist could wear this easily, no problem. And very comfortable too. It has just the right amount of weight. I forget what the weight was, but it's in the description, the link in the description if you click on it. They have all the weights and everything like that. They're very thorough with providing you all the information you want, and it's correct. So there should be no problems there. I went long enough. Let's kill the lights and check the loom on this thing. It's not going to be disappointing, I can tell you. Yeah, it's fully loomed out. Beautiful BGW9 loom, heavy application, well done. Very consistent throughout the whole application too. Super legible day or night, guys. Awesome watch. Maybe you haven't heard of this brand. Maybe you've only heard of this brand from their pilot watches or their really custom stuff, but they have these really cool divers. They're not cheap. They don't give them away. I think this one lists brand new for 1,700 euro, which on the conversion is about 2,000 US dollars. So they don't give them away. It's not cheap, but I think you're getting a lot of watch for $2,000. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.